When it comes to birth, the real experts are the ones who should be paying close attention to the women in labor themselves. And what we've learned from quietly witnessing them again and again is this. There are many instinctual and very powerful ways that women move throughout their birthing period, labor, that can help them feel grounded, present, or even supported in those moments. And we call this way of coping the 3 R's: relaxation, rhythm, and ritual. These aren't techniques that someone has dreamed up in a classroom. These are actual patterns of behavior that have shown up across different cultures, different generations through time, and through different birthing stories. These patterns are reflecting how women intuitively cope well with labor. And by cope well, we don't mean that every contraction is easy or painless. We mean that they aren't being consumed or overwhelmed by what they're feeling, because they find a way through. And you can too. So let's look at each one carefully throughout this video. Love and blessings, beautiful people. My name is Elizabeth Vanderbilt. I'm a holistic doula and a women's health coach currently residing in the prairies of Canada. I am so excited that you are here to join us for this video. Please remember that everything I say is not to come off as medical advice. I'm just here to guide and teach you as best as possible. But remember to always do your own research too. If you didn't guess this already, have you been following me long enough? If you said no, go hit the subscribe and catch up. It's relaxation. That's number 1. Because relaxation doesn't mean lying still or being quiet, unless that's what your body is asking for. Really, I'm going to tell you what it means. It means letting go of the tension, especially in the parts of your body that don't need to be doing anything right now. In early labor, this might look like trying to melt your muscles, which is very hard to do during contractions, because you're going to want to try to soften your jaw and unclench your hands. Or breathe deeply in through your belly. It might also mean moving your body freely in between contractions by walking, stretching, maybe you're even nesting if it's a home birth or prior to going to the hospital. Maybe it's dancing slowly in your kitchen, or maybe it's just walking to the fridge to get a snack. As labor progresses, relaxation might change. Some women might still find themselves still and quiet, almost withdrawn from the outside world and deeply focused, where others may become much more active. Maybe you're swaying, or you're rocking, or you're using sound and leaning into every wave with intention. And there's no one right way. The important part is not resisting and just letting your body and baby do the work that they need to be doing without fighting or holding back. What? I never said I was good at this, but forget me, I'm getting off track here. The second R is all about rhythm. And this is where things get primal. Rhythm is like the drumbeat of birth. It's the steady breath of going, and maybe it's the low humming moan you make, or it's the way you tap your fingers, or you stroke your partner's hands, or maybe it could be the sway of your hips, or the steady whisper of an affirmation in your ear. It could also be the curling and uncurling of your toes during each contraction. Either way, whatever it is, rhythm is going to bring you focus. If you've seen those old movies, it's common for them to say, "You're my focal point." And that still is very present today, because it soothes the nervous system. It grounds you in a present moment. If you've ever rocked maybe a baby to sleep, or have been calmed by ocean wave sounds or the nature sounds you hear, you've already understood the power of listening to a repetitive rhythm. And during labor, it can act like a lullaby for your mind, which can ease you away from fear and more into the trust of just letting your body do its thing. Now I want to talk about where it all comes together. That final R is ritual. And no, we're not talking about something ceremonial with the hoo-hoo, but birth can absolutely be sacred, and you can do it that way too if you totally choose. But in this case, ritual is going to mean something much more. It is meaning that meaningful rhythmic pattern that you repeat during labor, and something you could do in the same way each time a contraction rolls in. So some people like a breath pattern, which you may have learned in class. Some people say it's outdated about the it's still a form of focus. Or it could be the way you whisper your baby's name to your womb, saying, "You're almost here, sweet darling," or whatever name you've chosen. I just put something in there. Or maybe it's the exact hand squeeze your partner's going to give you, or you're going to give him or her. Or maybe it's your doula stroking your back with fingertips. I'll pause right here for a second to just say that my very first doula client had told me my hands were very, very soft. And when I did that, I was often being told to give massages because of my hands being so soft. I'm going to tell you what the beauty of ritual is, though. It's your ritual. It's whatever you grow into a pattern of what makes you feel safe, supported, seen, and just be able to do what you want. And it's something that unfortunately you cannot plan for. It just happens. If you are free to move, your body will likely create its own very spontaneous ritual. You may find yourself doing the same movement or sound over and over again. And if your partner is a part of that ritual, and I really hope they are, their role becomes just as important. Maybe it could be as simply as making eye contact, or saying the same words over and over again, or swaying in sync, because this is a very popular one. Or maybe it's just even counting your breath. The consistency of the ritual will become your anchor. And let's be real here. Sometimes rituals are changing because labor shifts. That's why there are 3 different periods we call early, active, and transition. Your energy might dip. And in those moments, that's where your partner, your doula, or other caregivers are going to gently help you come through, reestablishing a rhythm, reminding you of what you already know. These 3 R's, relaxation, rhythm, and ritual, are powerful because they're instinctual. They're not about managing labor like it's a problem. They're about meeting it with grace and strength. Lots of strength, you're going to need it. And possibly with the tools that feel right in your hands. And if this sounds like something you want support preparing for, something you'd like to practice to embody before the big day, you might really benefit from gathering support that is out there in your community, or even through online modalities. Because here's the truth. You are made for this. And when you lean into education and knowledge that is out there, and when you listen to your body, you are already forming the 3 R's, because birth becomes something you can face with confidence. Not because you know exactly how it will unfold, but because you know how to move with it moment by moment. And honestly, just as my statement to you, you've got this, truly. And I'm so honored that you would get to watch this video and hopefully give you that confidence boost that you need to already have in yourself. Thank you so much for watching another video. And with a new quarter coming around the corner, we are going to be taking a turn on videos again and focus them more into the postpartum time phase. We're going to talk about breastfeeding and overall just that 4th trimester. I have so much information I want to share with you, so please stay tuned, keep following for more information. And to do that, you should subscribe to find more tips like these. Or you can even follow me on your most favorite social platform. I'm on pretty much all of them, and it's just @fruitfulwombdoula. So thank you again, and peace.